In my second year of university, I started eating for nutrition for the first time in my life. This is what I look like. This was pretty much the first time I felt 100% happy and proud of my body, proud of my fitness, my physique, my strength. I would take countless pictures. Anytime I would see myself in a mirror, I would smile. I would feel so proud of myself for the effort, not only in resistance training, but finally I had fixed my diet. But then I fell off that grind. I got lazy, I got comfortable, I started doing big snack shops and eating entirely just for taste. Nutrition didn't cross my mind at all. I got onto the dirty bulking lifestyle. I was eating more than 500 calories surplus every single day, and it was mostly junk food. My protein intake was very low. Micronutrients didn't exist. Vitamins didn't exist. And you can see I looked like I ate that food. I gained size and I obviously looked bigger, and in certain pictures you can see that I just had that bulky physique which a lot of guys seem to admire. But during all this time, honestly, I didn't really gain any strength. My weight was going up even though I was actually trying quite hard. It didn't feel like I was making any progress. And in the last 2 months I got back onto it. I've been eating for nutrition. This is what I look like now. I feel great. I think I look great. I think this is the best shape I've ever been in my entire life. So what is eating for taste and eating for nutrition? Eating for taste is all about your cravings. You indulge in whatever you feel like eating at the moment without any kind of consideration to nutrition or athleticism. Eating for taste also includes choosing foods out of convenience. Meals that are faster to prepare, cheaper to buy, and require less cooking. This results in foods that are generally more processed and lack especially in protein and fiber. None of this stuff will fill you up anywhere near as much as their nutritional counterparts due to a lack of satiating nutrients. That means you'll feel more hungry when eating for taste, and this often leads to overeating. We all know that overeating leads to fat gain. Eating for nutrition, on the other hand, is when you make a conscious effort to not only eat the right foods, but to also eat the right amount of food in order to aid your health and athleticism. This must consist of weighing and tracking everything you eat to hit your daily macro and micronutrient goals. After setting these nutritional goals, you'll find your diet has to consist of higher quality, unprocessed foods, which are generally much higher in protein, fiber, and micronutrients than if you were eating for taste. As mentioned before, protein and fiber are very satiating, so you'll find yourself feeling full after a nutritious meal. A high protein diet also has the benefit of aiding muscle growth and tissue repair, which is necessary to make gains. Finally, you're much less likely to overeat or indulge when focusing on nutrition. That's because it's pretty much impossible to binge eat on high protein nutritional meals like meat and vegetables than it is to binge eat on high carb junk food like pizza and ice cream. I don't know about you, but I can destroy an entire pack of Oreos and milk, which is 2,000 calories, in one sitting. So how does this relate to a dopamine detox? Well, eating for taste and also eating for convenience is an act of instant gratification. It's the easy option that you can take right now that just feels better instantly, but it results in long-term detriments. Eating for nutrition is the delayed gratification activity. A dopamine detox obviously revolves around your self-improvement journey. You want to make positive progress to better your life. Eating for nutrition will do that. Eating for taste will take away from that. This is one of the biggest choices you'll make in your life, and this is a constant, every single day choice. This feels like it's going to be the harder, more uncomfortable choice right now, but I will get into why that is not true. People think that the nutritional foods are less tasty, and that is the main reason why they don't want to eat for nutrition and they want to just eat for taste. These people are wrong. These people have done no research whatsoever, and they genuinely think that nutritional food literally consists of salads. That's the one nutritional food that they know. These are the same people that think that exercise literally consists of running. And this is also coming from someone who literally has just ate for taste for the last 2 years. I can tell you that the things you're eating for taste don't even taste half as good as the nutritional foods. If the nutritional foods in your life don't taste good, it's just because you're not good at cooking. That's it. You're a bad cook. That's it. These nutritional foods are actually so much more peng. They are delicious. This is one of the nicest meals I've ate in my entire life. It's less than 500 calories. This is a standard McDonald's meal. It's 1,000 calories. So some people might be thinking, oh, I know, but I'd rather have the McDonald's. I bet it tastes nicer. But I don't really know what else to say. Because honestly, a year ago, I would have said that. Like, why would I want salmon? Obviously, I want McDonald's. I feel like your taste buds are corrupted. Our bodies want the same thing over and over again. And you get used to it in a good way. The more you eat the tasty but unhealthy foods, the more you crave them and the more they taste better to you. The more you eat the nutritional foods, the more you crave them and the more they taste better to you. You just have to go through the initial transition phase from unhealthy foods to nutritional, and honestly within a week you just feel way more inclined to eat the nutritional foods. By a month's time, you can genuinely feel the physical differences in your body. And that's something that if you've been just eating the tasty, unhealthy foods, you've completely forgotten about. Because you're just used to being like that. You're used to your body feeling like that, so it just feels normal. But then when you actually want to make some progress in your life and you better your diet and you actually start eating for nutrition, you realize that you were missing out on so much strength and well-being and physical fitness. You were just so sure that the unhealthy foods weren't negatively affecting you, but that's genuinely just because you hadn't tried the good foods for long enough that you could actually see the benefit for. Plus, when you choose to eat for nutrition, you also get the positive progress mindset. You genuinely feel better about yourself and your life. You feel happier and more proud. Your mind just knows that you're doing the delayed gratification action. It knows that it's going to get some results in the long term, so it feels happier. What happens before you eat the unhealthy, tasty foods? You do feel a craving for them, but then afterwards you do feel like negative because the taste is gone. A moment on the lips, forever on the hips. After you've ate it, 2 minutes of pleasure, all you have now are the negative effects of it. Whereas after you've ate the nutritional food, 2 minutes of pleasure because the food still tastes nice, now you actually have the positive effects that you know you're going to be making more muscle because these foods are higher in protein. You know you're going to feel more full because these foods are higher in fiber and they're lower in calories, so you know that you've now get to eat more later on. In my opinion, eating for taste it's a pandemic. I think eating for taste is the exact reason why so many people are unhealthy, overweight, obese, and so many people have huge life-changing problems because they place taste above nutrition. Take a second. Taste above nutrition. Nutrition, that's like the most important thing for us. That is the point of our diets. That's the point of our food. But they put taste above it. That is literally choosing the instant gratification over the delayed gratification. This is why you can spend 2 months not thinking about your diet and then need to spend 4, 5, 6 months of a cutting, dieting phase to negate that damage. But the majority of us don't spend 2 months not thinking about our diet. We spend our entire lives. So what do you think happens when someone who's 20 or 30 years old, who's never cared about his diet, actually wants to? He now has 20 or 30 years of damage to undo. Now, if these people are very, very motivated with extreme levels of work, they can usually do it in about 6 to 12 months of consistent daily grind. And that is honestly pushing it because the majority of people who need to lose 50 or so pounds, it takes them 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years of being in a deficit. So my eating behaviors have changed a lot during these years. I can safely say that I have been through the eating behaviors that are available. I've went from moments of starving myself, feeling anorexic. I've been eating 1,200 calories a day at some points in my weightlifting career, in my weightlifting journey, to doing dirty bulks at 3,500, 4,000 calories a day, untracked, eating as much as possible, binge eating and being proud of it. And then I've also tracked every single macronutrient. I've tracked every gram of food that I've ate. And I know that seems obsessive, but you want to know my conclusion from 6 years of experience? Not weighing your food, not tracking your food is the eating disorder. And I have literally just said that 95% maybe even more. I've literally just said about 98% of people have eating disorders, because I assume out of 100 people, maybe 2 people actually track literally every single gram of their food. And I am adamant that this is true. This is the most important thing that we're putting into our bodies. If you don't know what you're putting into your body, like, no one knows. Ask them how much protein they ate yesterday, they won't know. Ask them how many calories they ate yesterday. A man will say, oh, 2,500, and a woman would say 2,000, just because they heard those numbers before, and they just think, oh, that's how much I'm supposed to eat, so that is how much I'm eating. They don't know. If you ask them to track, they won't even do it. If they did just magically suddenly start tracking and they didn't change their eating behaviors at all, they'd be on double that some days. And then some days they'd be on like 1,000. Because that is literally the behavior of people who eat for taste, is just massive inconsistencies. And then the same people, it's no wonder that they have massive inconsistencies of energy and fitness. The same people who only eat for taste and don't track or give like the smallest amount of effort into their nutrition are the ones who have sleeping problems. They're the ones who find it hard and difficult to exercise or even go for walks. That they wake up sometimes and they literally feel tired after waking up. Because there's no consistency. They're overeating some days, they're under-eating some days, but generally they're eating unnutritional foods. They're eating unfilling foods, which means that they're just overeating. And this isn't just an internal factor. How you treat your body is honestly how other people treat you. How much care and detail and attention you put to it is exactly how much care, detail and attention people will put to you. You would be a fool to think that physical attractiveness is not one of the most important traits in the entire world. It absolutely is. That is a solid fact. And if you're someone who isn't improving your body, then no one's gonna respect you as much. There's a line in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas where CJ's friend or whatever says,
"Sir, if you don't respect your body, ain't nobody gonna respect you. You're too skinny, CJ. You need to pack on some muscle."
If you ain't gonna respect your body, ain't nobody gonna respect you. And it's 100% true. The moment you start respecting your body, other people start respecting you, because you just exert that energy around you. People can just tell when you've been motivated on your diet. People can tell when you've been motivated in the gym and you're bettering your body. Your body, the shape and the size of it, is literally a physical symptom of the amount of effort and work that you've put in. And people respect effort and work. The only people who have a negative vibe towards it are those people who have insecurities. And you'll feel it yourself, whether or not your feelings come from internal or external. You will feel happier with yourself and more fulfilled with yourself when you eat for nutrition. I am sure of that. So now I want to ask a question, and I want you to be completely honest. In the last week, have you been eating for taste, or have you been eating for nutrition? And second part of this question, how happy, fulfilled, and determined do you feel? I really want as many answers to this question as possible. I want you to comment below. I want to see if we can see some kind of correlation between eating for nutrition and happiness, fulfillment, and determination. And the only way this is going to work, however, is if the people who have been eating for taste, so maybe that's you watching this, if you've been eating for taste, you're gonna have to admit it. You're gonna have to take that ego boost and literally type it out that, yes, I've been eating for taste. And obviously that feels a bit sensitive. It might make you a little bit emotional and feeling like you're admitting defeat. But as I always say, admitting a problem is the first positive step of making progress. If you do want to make positive progress and you have been one of these people who have been eating for taste, then write it down, because I can assure you that that is part of the uncomfortable action that will yield long-term results. The instant gratification action is you not commenting, because that feels easier and more comfortable right now. But if you take the more uncomfortable action by literally admitting that you've been eating for taste, obviously it's going to spike stuff in your brain and it's going to make it real. And you will feel slightly disappointed that you've been doing that. And then that disappointment is going to cause motivation. And obviously I'm going to come and reply to your comment and I'm going to motivate you further, because you better be on that nutritional grind afterwards. Oh, side note as well, when you eat for nutrition, you just drink more water. Everything about your life just seems to get healthier. Eating for nutrition is life-changing. and it's just another step in the self-improvement process. If you're on a dopamine detox, there's no better time to make the switch from taste to nutrition. That should be your focus anyway, to just get rid of all the easy dopamines. You'll find that focusing on nutrition isn't as bad as you think. It's only because you've got the wrong versions of nutrition. It's only because you think nutrition is literally a salad. Just spend 5-10 minutes of literally just Googling it, researching it, write Reddit at the end of your search. Like, what food should I eat for nutrition, Reddit? And open the 5-10 links that come up. And you'll get given so many different meal ideas. Go and watch some YouTube videos of some people, of some like fit people who eat right, of what the foods that they eat. Make this meal that I showed, the salmon and sweet potatoes. But it comes as a twofold action. So you increase the nutritional foods and you decrease the tasty, unhealthy foods. And obviously, quick disclaimer, I know that calories in, calories out is the main thing, but I don't think that's important. Once you get into nutrition, you realize like the idea that all calories are the same is not true. All calories are the same is like, it's like a child's view of it. It's like saying all money is the same. Like, no, it's not. Just because money is money doesn't mean that one form of currency is the same as another form of currency. And all calories are the same is not true, because one form of calories, whether you get that from fats, proteins or carbs or alcohol, is very different from another form of calories. All calories are the same if, it's not even true at all, but calories in, calories out does work in terms of weight gain or fat gain and loss, but it will not work in terms of actual body composition. The person who eats 2,000 calories of ice cream, yes, they will lose weight if their maintenance is 2,500, but they won't gain muscle. They won't look better than a person who eats 2,000 calories of high protein and fairly balanced diet. So this idea of if it fits your macros, you can eat whatever you want and all calories are the same is complete bullshit, because it just sounds nice, doesn't it? It sounds nice to tell people like, oh, you can eat anything you want, because it's technically true. You can eat anything you want and lose weight. You can lose weight with just eating sweets. You can lose weight with just eating ice cream. You can gain weight with just eating salads, because it's the amount of calories. But your body composition will not be the same. That's what none of these people on YouTube will tell you, because it's really marketable to say all calories are the same, so eat your pizza, eat your donuts, eat your snacks. They've made this video for you while they're fasted. They're bloated for most of the day. They feel like shit for most of the day. Their strength and their lifts aren't going up. That's what they're not telling you. They're not telling you the real stuff.